Am I the asshole for kicking my brother out of my apartment after he pretended I didn't exist? I 19M, brother 26M, was living at my apartment after getting fired. My brother and I used to be super close. Despite the age gap, we would always get along and he took care of me. But since he moved out, we've drifted apart. When he got fired, he didn't have enough money for rent, so I let him stay at my apartment. One thing I noticed when he came to my place was he was on his phone all the time. 10 hours of screen time a day. I actually don't have a problem with this, but it gets annoying when I'm trying to talk to him and he's staring at his phone. We haven't seen each other for years. I wanted to get to know him again, but he's on his phone constantly. Every time I talk to him, he says a single word answer and goes back to texting his friends. Again, I won't mind, but he's living in my apartment, and from day one he's refusing to acknowledge me. Another thing that pissed me off was how we went to a restaurant a few weeks ago, and he got a call from his friend. He told his friend he was drinking with a few buddies from high school. While I was right there. I'm his brother. When we finished, he wanted to take a picture. Naturally, I got in the frame. He told me to get my ugly ass out of there, and sent a photo of him alone to his friends. A similar thing happened where he was video calling his friend and I didn't know. I thought it was just voice call. I accidentally walked in frame, and his friend asked who I was. He immediately said I was a repairman. I'm his brother. 2 days ago, he invited over some girl and told me to hide. Yes, he told me to hide in my own fucking apartment where I pay all the bills. He didn't want the girl to know I exist. I just did what he said, because he's my brother and I thought he still cared about me like he did before. I think I should have confronted him then, but I didn't. He's so ashamed to have me as a brother suddenly. We didn't have a falling out. It just happened randomly. I couldn't get over the fact that he never tells anyone about me. He's repeatedly told his friends and even strangers that I'm just one of his friends. He said I was a repairman for God's sake. He's never willing to take a photo with me. He's pretending he's here alone. Because of this, yesterday, I kicked him out of my apartment. I have a slow processing time, so it took me a day to think it over. But the fact that he wanted me to hide when that random girl was over at my place was the last straw. We had a huge argument over it since my brother doesn't have his own apartment. I told him he could live at our parents' house and I'll even offer to drive him over, but he's not going to be in my place anymore. My brother denied everything and said I was overreacting. Am I? I'm not really good at standing up for myself, so I don't know if I was overreacting or not.